Okay, welcome to everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone. Okay, today is the first class for you all. Okay, first class we'll be learning about the what about lessons 10 we will be going to learn, and the chapter of the name is object of verbs. In this chapter we will be learning what is an object, what is direct object, and what is indirect object, and how to identify a direct and indirect object from a sentence or in a sentence. Okay, so we will go first. We will go with the definition of object. Please cooperate with me. This is the first video making for you all, so it is very tough to explain you all without any audience, right? Without any children, it's very tough speaking by own self, and there is no listener right here. So please cooperate. So we will start with the definition of object. An object, what is object? An object is a noun. Okay, is a noun or pronoun that is governed by a verb or a preposition. So what is the definition? An object is a noun or pronoun that is governed by a verb or a preposition. That means this noun or pronoun must receive the action of the verb or must be followed by a preposition. Then that noun or pronoun will be called as a object. So please try to note down this and try to keep in mind. We can have an object with verb, we can have an object with preposition, and this object or subject must be a noun or pronoun. Please keep in mind, an object can be with a verb, an object can be with a preposition, an object or subject must be a noun or pronoun. So these three, let's try to remember, and it will be helpful for the next chapter, that is lesson 11. It will be a transitive and intransitive verb. So it will be helpful for you all. So right now, for time being, we will just go to object. What is an indirect object, what is an object, direct objects, and the identification of the direct and indirect from the sentences, right? So object you have understood. So we will go. Okay, we will take an example here. He painted the wall. So the wall is the object here. Wall is the noun, and before that there is a modifier, that is article, right? This is an adjectives. Adjectives, determiners falls under adjectives and articles falls under determiners. So at last what we can say, this the is an adjective and it is an article. So it is a modifier of the noun. So what do we know? Adjectives always modify noun. So this painted is the main verb here. So this main verb, this noun is governed by what? Governed by this word painted. So he's doing action on the wall, right? So this object is governed by the main verb. So this is what object is all about. So we will go through the direct object. So what is direct object? The object, please try to understand. Okay, the object, I am trying my best to give you my knowledge to you all. The object of a sentence is the person or things, or it can be an animal also, right? Things that receives the action, please don't mind my handwriting, right, of the verb. So what is the direct object? The object of a sentence is the person or things that receives the action of the verb, or we can say direct object, the noun or pronoun or noun phrase sometime, or the noun or noun or the noun or pronoun that is directly affected, you can say directly, okay, directly affected by the action of the verb. Okay, so the noun or pronoun that is directly affected by the action of the verb will be called as object. So in the sentence, if there is no main verb, if there is no action word, then it will be not called as object, whether it can be a noun or pronoun. So there must be a action word, that means main verb, there must be main verb. If there is no main verb, then there will be no object. It will be called as, that noun or pronoun will be called as complement, right? So let's take an example. We'll identify, okay, we'll try to identify. So yeah, direct object, how to identify? Identification of what? Identification of direct object. I will give one example and we will go through this exercise, right? Identification of direct object. He gave a pen, right? So how to identify direct object? So when we ask a question what or whom, then you will get some answer. That answer will be the, when you ask a question what or whom, you will get answer, right? That answer will be the direct object. He gave what? He gave what? He gave a pen. So this is direct object. He gave me. He gave whom? Me. This is also a direct object. So simply you can remember, to identify direct object, when you ask a question what or whom, you will get answer, and that answer will be provided by the direct object. Please mind now, please give interest now. I will explain one things from here too. Let's say he gave a pen. He gave me a pen. He gave a pen to me. So in a sentence there can be a two object. So here a pen and me is object. In that case, when you get the answer of the question whom, when you, please listen carefully, in a sentence there can be two object. In that sentence, when you get the question, when you get the answer of whom in that two object, then that answer will be a indirect object, not a direct object. Okay, in a sentence there can be two object. So in that two object, when you get the answer of whom or to whom, that will be an indirect object, and when you get the answer of what, it will be a direct object. Indirect object now. Simply you can say the noun or pronoun that receives the indirect object, that receives the direct object, will be called as indirect object. Once again, a noun or a pronoun that receives the direct object will be called as indirect object. In simple sentence we can say like this. Okay, so what I said before, there can be a two object in a sentence. So how can we identify? Same example we can take, same example. He gave a pen. He gave me a pen. Okay, he gave me a pen. So he gave what? A pen. So it is a direct object. But to whom? To me. This is indirect object. So a simple trick to identify indirect object, please Pay attention. When we ask a question, for whom, for what, or to whom, or to what, or for what, to whom or to what. Okay, then these questions, these answers of this question will be the indirect object in a sentence. Okay, so what I said before, there can be two sentences. So basically or usually you can say he, same example, he gave me a pen. Usually in a sentence, what happened? Indirect object comes before direct object. Usually, not usually. Okay, he gave me a pen, so me is indirect object and a pen is the direct object. But when we refresh, or when we chronologically refresh the sentence, then the direct object can come before the indirect object chronologically, right? That means in order. When we refresh the sentences, then this direct object can come before the indirect object. In that case, you have to add preposition like to or for before the indirect object. Say, you try to make the sentence again. He gave a pen to whom? To me. Okay, so this is a pen is the direct object here, me is the indirect. So in this sentence, direct object came before indirect object. So when this type of things happen, when in a sentence direct object comes before indirect object, then this indirect object must be followed by a preposition. Okay, this is all about the chapter, overview of the chapter. So we will go through the exercise. Only one or two I will do, okay, not more than that. Underline the direct subjects in these sentences. I have to write again over it. My grandmother shifted the floor. Okay, we have to first not to identify the main verb, or the main verb means what? Action word, right? Action. We have to find out the action word first. Shifted means what? Shifting something from one place to another. That is called shifted. That means moving. Yes. So you are performing some action. So it's shifting what? It's shifting the floor. So you are getting the answer of the question what? Yes or no? You are getting the answer of the question what? So what? Is shifting what? Is shifting the floor. So what is the rule to identify the direct object? When you get the answer of the question what or whom, then that object and that noun or pronoun will be the noun or pronoun of noun phrase. Then it will be the direct object. Okay. So number 3. If you are not understanding anything, you can ask me personally. We watch what? Eat. You are watching TV. It's right. It's okay. You are watching TV. You are watching on TV, not TV. You are watching on TV. What? You are watching on TV. What? You are watching. Okay, you are watching on TV. You are watching something on the TV. But what is something there? So what is something that it? You are watching it. So it can be what? You may watch what movie, serials, you can say, or cartoons, right? So you're watching on TV, but what you are watching? You are watching it. That means it can be a movie, serials, or cartoon, right? So you are getting, so it is providing the answer of the question what? So this will be the direct object in the sentence. Next, rest of this question you have to try by yourself. Okay, B. What you have to do? I offered. Let me write the question first. Let's see it. Okay. Underline the verbs and circle the indirect objects in the sentence. Which one is the verb here? Offered, right? So it's offering what? Offered means you are performing some action. You are offering what? You are offering a seed. So it will be a direct object. You are getting the answer of the question what. So if you get the answer of the question what, then that will be a direct object. Okay. So we have to underline the verb and we have to circle the indirect object. Okay. Now is the subject here. I will not go details through this. Now I offered acid. Okay, I offer what acid? That is direct object. But to whom? To whom? To the old man. So it will be a indirect object. You are getting the answer of the question to whom, right? Or for whom? So this is the indirect object. You are offering acid. It's okay, but to whom you are offering? Offering for whom? The old man, right? So it will be the indirect object. Okay, number 3. I will do only 1 or 2 questions. I will solve only 1 or 2 questions. The rest you have to try by yourself. And if you are not understanding, if you are not getting any topic or any of the things I have explained, then please feel free to ask. Let's say past. Past will be the what? Main verb. Right? Passing what? He passed the step pass. Okay. Pass what? Some sold. This is direct object. You are getting the answer of the question what? So is pass. The step passed what? Some sold. To whom? To me, right? So it will be the indirect object. Indirect object. Okay, rest you have to do by yourself. Next, let's move forward. Rewrite the sentences using the indirect objects mentioned in brackets at the correct place. Okay, you have to indirect object is given in the bracket, and that indirect object you have to put in at the correct place. Okay, my helpful teacher gave the book. So me here is the indirect object. What I said before, usually or basically in a sentence, indirect object comes before the direct object, and this indirect object must be after the main verb. So gave here is the main verb. So the book is the my helpful teacher gave what? Book. So it is direct object. So this me is the indirect object here. So we have to put indirect object in the correct location. So what I said before, usually indirect object comes before the direct object and after the main verb. So answer you can see is don't mind my handwriting. My helpful teacher gave me the book. So this will be the correct answer. My helpful teacher gave me the book. So the book is the direct object, me is the indirect object, and gave is the main verb. Next, 4. The children gave it. So their mother is the indirect. Let's see here. When the direct object is the pronoun, so the children gave what? It, right? So this is direct object. So what they are saying? When the direct object is the pronoun, in that case you have to add the indirect object after the preposition, or we have to add preposition before the indirect object. Okay, once again, the children gave it. It is pronoun here. So in a sentence, when the direct object is pronoun, then in that case you have to add preposition before the indirect object. So the correct sentence will be, so we can say the meaningful sentence will be, the children gave it to their mother. Okay, the children gave it. So what I said, if the direct, if in a sentence, if the direct object is pronoun or it or pronoun, there can be another pronoun also. So it is given it, so it is a pronoun here. So if the direct object is a pronoun it, then we have to add what? Add prepositions before the, prepositions like to or for before the indirect object. So we have what? So what we have done, the children gave it, and we have added one preposition, and after that we have added the indirect objects. So thank you everyone, hope this will be a helpful video for you all. So thank you.